And all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and spoke, saying, Look, we are your bone and your flesh. Formerly when Shaul was sovereign over us, you were the one who led Israel out and brought them in. And Yahweh said to you, Shepherd my people Israel, and be ruler over Israel. And the elders of Israel came to the sovereign at Hebron, and sovereign David made a covenant with them at Hebron before Yahweh. And they anointed David sovereign over Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron he reigned over Yehudah 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Yehudah. And the sovereign and his men went to Jerusalem against the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land. And they spoke to David, saying, Except you take away the blind and the lame, you are not going to come in here. Thinking, David is not going to come in here. But David captured the stronghold of Zion, the city of David. And David said on that day, Anyone who reaches the water shaft, let him smite the Jebusites and the lame and the blind, who are hated by David's being. That is why they say, The blind and the lame do not come into the house. And David dwelt in the stronghold and called it the city of David. And David built all around from Hamilo and inward. And David went on and became great, and Yahweh Elohim of hosts was with him. Now Hiram, sovereign of Zor, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees and carpenters and masons, and they built a house for David. And David knew that Yahweh had established him as sovereign over Israel, and that he had exalted his reign because of his people Israel. And David took more concubines and wives from Jerusalem after he had come from Hebron, and more sons and daughters were born to David. And these were the names of those born to him in Jerusalem: Shemuel, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Shelomah, and Yibhar, and Elishua, and Nepheg, and Yaphiah, and Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliphalet. And the Pelethites heard that they had anointed David sovereign over Israel. And all the Pelethites went up to search for David. But David heard and went down to the stronghold. And the Pelethites came and spread themselves out in the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of Yahweh, saying, Do I go up against the Pelethites? Do you give them into my hand? And Yahweh said to David,
Go up, for I shall certainly give the Pelethites into your hand.
And David came to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there. And he said, Yahweh has broken through my enemies before me, like a breaking through of water. So he called the name of that place Baal Perazim. And they left their images there, and David and his men took them away. And the Pelethites again came up and were spread out in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of Yahweh, he said,
Do not go up, turn around behind them, and you shall come upon them in the front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when you hear the sound of stepping in the tops of the mulberry trees, then act promptly, for then Yahweh shall go out before you to smite the camp of the Pelethites.
And David did so, as Yahweh commanded him, and smote the Pelethites from Geba as far as Gezer.